And before I start my speech, there's a disclaimer that I would like to give. This has nothing to do with my speech today. A lot of people ask me in the morning if this is some prop or something that I'm going to use to be revealing something. So no, I would like to request to move your focus from here to my speech. So starting with the speech, I would like to ask, how many of you have played dumb charades at some point of time? Lovely, everyone. How many of you have been dumb charades champions? Like, oh, very good, very good. Alright, so I would request or invite one of you to please come on the stage for a similar experience. Come on, champions. Acha, okay, yeah. Alright, so I have this movie title for you. Rules remain the same, so I don't need to reiterate since everyone has played it. Your name, please? Damanjeet. Damanjeet is going to act out a film which you have to guess. Alright? Damanjeet, is the title clear to you? I mean, is it readable? Damanjeet is asking if I have to explain it in Hindi or English. So Damanjeet, you cannot speak. And as for gestures, I don't know how they can be different in Hindi or English. So you go by the language of gestures you are comfortable with. English gestures, Hindi gestures, all would do. Alright. And anyone who guesses it right and guesses it first will get a chocolate. Okay. Yes, Damanjeet, over to you. I have 20 minutes, so I am in ordinary class.
English movie or Hindi movie?
7 words.
Hindi movie.
7 words.
First. Tension.
Yes, thinking.
Turban. Curly hair.
Bal.
You are asking for heroine. It's old. Or it's old movie or new or medium? Old movie. Okay.
Bobby Deol. Bobby Deol.
He's making you guess the fourth word.
Okay.
Boxing. Punch.
Gusta.
Old item.
Gusta is 4th word.
Gusta is
Fifth word. क्या? क्यों word? गुस्सा क्यों?
आजा
आजा.
आया
आया. Fourth
फोर्थ
word.
वर्ड गुस्सा
गुस्सा.
आया
Fifth word.
क्यों?
क्यों?
आया
गुस्सा क्यों?
आजा.
क्यों?
आता है.
आता है
अरे.
आ रहा है.
गुस्सा क्यों
एल्बर्ट पिंटो से गुस्सा क्यों आया?
Yes, you're right. That's the film. Thank you so
एल्बर्ट
much.
पिंटो को गुस्सा क्यों आया?
क्यों आता है?
क्यों आता है? All right. So this is for you. And Sushant, your chocolate is in the bag. I'll give it to you. All right.
It was very difficult film actually.
Yeah. So thank you so much and well done, well performed. So everyone, that brings us to the title of today's speech. And here, Albert Pinto is each one of us. So, हमें गुस्सा क्यों आता है? Why do we get angry? And the title or the central theme of my speech is anger management. So, I would like to ask you, how many of you have risen above the anger emotion? Oh, very good. So, you people don't get angry, never get angry. All. Most of the times. All right. So to the lesser mortals present here. Okay. So, or to those who have evolved, who have got the nirvana finally, I would like to ask you, is anger, what do you think about anger? Is it a good emotion, bad emotion, negative emotion, positive emotion?
Negative emotion.
It's a type of emotion.
Suppressed, neutral,
It's a necessary emotion.
necessary evil.
When needed.
When needed, we need to show it. Yes.
It
It
depends
depends on the situation. Okay, so so sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad.
Yeah.
Alright, so talking about emotion, anger happens to be one of the most difficult emotion. And that is the only thing I would like to say about anger. So no emotion is good or bad. Emotions are only difficult or easy to process. So emotions, why I say they are not good or bad, because emotions are our friends. They are meant to show us direction. Every emotion tells you something. Joy tells you what makes you happy, what is important for you in life. Anger tells you, jealousy tells you what do you aspire for. What is it that the other person has that I also want to have. So similarly, anger tells you that what is it that needs to be changed. When we look at something that makes us angry, there's something in the situation or in the person that we want to change. But that doesn't mean that if you get angry with your girlfriend, you want the girlfriend to be changed. You want the behavior to be changed. So it is not an emotion that is good or bad, it's the management of that emotion or the reaction that we give to an emotion that can be good or bad. So how we manage an emotion defines whether we are handling it well or not. So talking about ways of handling my emotions, the first one that comes to my mind, or the first experience of getting anger handled was from my loving and kind mother. She had very loving ways of managing emotions, and her loving ways came flying at me packaged in the form of a Hawaii chappal. The flip-flops. So every time that I was angry, there would be one chappal or slipper flying at me. And she had the precision of Rajnikant as me as the aim. So even though I tried to do the matrix flip and save myself, remember, between Rajni and matrix, who wins? Don't even try to make a wrong guess. Mind it. Rajni Da can never go wrong. So it was my mom who always hit me at the right time, at the right spot, and my anger would melt away. I had no options but to cool down. So I learned this from my mom, and when I had children, I thought of being Gen 2 Rajni. But sadly, by that time, flip-flops, blue flip-flops had gone out of fashion. We don't wear them anymore, and these new age chappals don't hit that bad. So that trick did not work well. And also the children these days are, very conscious. They'll talk about trauma, they'll talk about their rights, and they'll make you feel guilty, and with their words they'll maro chappals at you. So I realized that there's something different that I need to do, and I need to handle this emotion well. So I thought of understanding what anger is and how anger can be managed. So talking about anger, whenever you have to understand anger or to explain it to someone, there's a very simple method of understanding anger, and this is the flip exercise that we call, or the structure of the brain. So if this is our brain, this is the spinal cord, this is our brain. This small part is amygdala. Amygdala, small almond shaped part of our brain which lies at the back of our brain, and this is responsible for the flight or fight response. So this is also it helps you in survival. This is the primitive brain. So back then when we used to live in a jungle and stay in caves, go out hunting, it was this, all we needed was to keep ourselves safe. We did not need to worry about the presentation, we did not need to find someone on the Tinder. So all we needed was to keep ourselves safe, and this was the main function of the brain. Now, what this does, the moment it will see a danger, it will activate. Okay? Whenever you see a threat, whenever you see a danger, it will activate a response in your body by releasing cortisol, adrenaline. So prepare you for a fight or flight response. Okay? So this was primitive brain. And as we evolved, as we turned from monkeys into humans, not that we are any less monkey now, but it's just we are in a different shape and we present ourselves differently. So when we became humans, a new part of our brain developed, which is called the prefrontal cortex. Now this brain is the logical brain. It tells us what is right, what is wrong, the way we should behave, the way we should talk. So it is the new brain, the logical brain. Okay? Now the relation between the two of them is same as Saas Bahu. Why Saas Bahu? Because Saas is the older member in the family. She has come into the family much before, and Bahu is the new one. The daughter-in-law is the new one. So this mother-in-law occupies the space of supremacy. And whenever there is a threat, it says, get back. I will take over. So whenever we see a threat, so threat is nowadays not in the form of bear or tiger or an anaconda. It's in the form of boss, it's in the form of girlfriend, spouse, maid, Ola, EMIs, anything. So whenever we see a threat, whenever someone says something to miff us, or whenever we find ourselves like a kettle of fish, this brain takes over. And this is called amygdala hijack. So what amygdala does is, it stops this from working, and this one prepares you for fight or flight. So the person in front of you, either you fight with this person or you run away. So we say things, or like we might get into a physical fight, we might move away from the situation, anything. That is the reason so many times we say things in anger which we regret later. Because at that moment our logical brain is not working. And when this lid goes off, it takes a while to come back. And when it comes back, we realize, oh, what I said was not right. Oh, what I did was not right. I should go and apologize. So, this is how anger affects our brain. The lid goes off. And we need to, and for anger management, we need to get the lid back. Okay. Now, talking about anger management, there is something called anger thermometer. Just as we have thermometer to take temperature of our bodies when we have fever, there is a thermometer for anger also. So there is a green zone, there is an orange zone, there is a red zone. So when you are in a green to an orange zone, it is easier to control or get back to the green zone. But just like when you have fever on the range of 99 or 100, you can be given medication and your state can be stabilized. However, when the fever goes to 104 or 105, you have to be rushed to the hospital. So similarly, when you realize that your anger is still in 99, 100 degrees of fever, try to manage it. Because if it goes to 104, 105, there's some severe damage that can happen. So, what are the things that we can do to actually manage our anger? And these are called anger management techniques. So, first and foremost thing to regulate any emotion is, any idea? Take a deep breath or breathing. That is why, just as we have a regulator to the fan, we have a regulator to the AC, we have a regulator to the gas. Okay? Similarly, breath is the regulator of all our emotions. If you are angry, you will see you have shallow breath. And when you need to calm down, you should take deep breath. One thing you should never say to a person who is angry is, calm down. Think of it when you are angry and someone says, calm down. You feel like slapping the other person and then calming down. I need to vent it out. I need to manage it. So never tell anyone to calm down when someone is angry. So what we can do later, we'll talk about it. So first and foremost thing is breath. Take deep breath. There's also a concept called box breathing. So box breathing is like you inhale for 4 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath for 4 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then pause, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is like a rectangle and it makes for a box breathing. Next thing is moving away from the situation. So whenever there's a fire, we always aim at we try to douse the fire by aiming at the source of fire. So whosoever is your source of fire at that moment, your friend, girlfriend, mom, dad, anyone, you need to move away from that situation. Go for a walk. If the situation allows, even with your boss, say that I need some time out to discuss this in a better manner. Go for a walk. Walk is one wonderful thing. There is no stress that can last for more than 30 minutes of a walk. Any kind of stress you have, any anxiety you have, there's no anxiety that can withstand 30 minutes of walk. So next time you're feeling anxious, go for a walk in nature. And move away from the situation. And cut the connect from the source. Last thing is when you want, now anger has to be released. Okay? So it is very important that we talk. Or if you do not have a reliable person to talk, you must journal. Journaling is a very good habit, and in fact you should practice it every day. At the end of the day or beginning of the day, just write whatever is worrying you, whatever garbage, kachra is there in your mind, you need to put it unfiltered on a piece of paper. Do not worry about what if I read it sometime later, what if somebody reads it later, how will it sound. You don't have to write perfectly. You just have to write whatever is there in your brain. Later you can tear it off, or better still, burn it. But it is important for you to write. So journaling is important that days. So, and if you have a person you can rely upon, do not try this in offices. You will never have a reliable person in office that you can talk to and still be safe. If you have office related issues, talk to someone who is outside your office. And talk to your family members, talk to your friends, and if nothing works, talk to therapists. So these are a few of the things that we have talked about anger, but remember, anger will always tell you what needs to be corrected. And it's a difficult emotion. It will come to you, but the lesser it is, the better your life gets. So that's about it. Now we have few minutes for question and answers. If you have any questions on this topic about anger related issues, please feel free to ask. It is important for you to ask for my project success. So even if it's a silly question, please. How much time do we have timer for this round? 2 minutes. Okay. First Rishika, then I'll come to you. Yes.
So sometimes we feel so angry, like so furious at someone that we just want to say it right away. Like we are like loaded with that anger that if we don't tell it to that particular person on whom we are angry, so we are just like that outburst. But at that time, like due to that outburst, things can go wrong also.
Right.
So you said that move away or maybe talk to someone else or journal. But there are also things don't settle down, and till the time we don't let out our anger on that person, our anger is not satisfied.
Right.
So what should we do?
Alright, so what I'm hearing is that when you are angry at someone, you need to tell that person, or you want to take that out on the person, then only you feel that you have justice has been done to you. So, have you done that in the past?
Yeah.
Has it helped? So the idea is it will never help. What we need to do, and why it doesn't help, because number one, our emotions are so high, okay? And the kind of language that we use during that time, that is very accusatory. So when we say, you did this to me, you did not listen to me, we are using a lot of you statements. which is called aggressive conversation. We should move that to assertive communication, where we say that I feel very ignored when you don't listen. And so we can say the things, we can take the time off. It is okay to show your emotions if we don't say mean things. So use of I in place of you. I statements rather than you.
My question is that when I personally get angry at people, my head starts to ache a lot. So how should we deal with such a situation? How we should calm ourselves down?
Breathing exercise. So this is I would need to explain some biology around it. So maybe after the red card has been put down and after the break, during the break I can explain to you. But solution is breathing exercise. Alright, thank you so much everyone for the patient listening.